two figures I'd never seen before, and I didn't even know 20 years ago when the movie came out that they had them. So you have Ducard, who is played by Liam Neeson, one of his first strictly action roles after uh, Band of Menace, of course. And you have Batman himself. Now you take a look at the card back. Now this is probably a 20-year-old figure. Oh my gosh. He has a trunk to store his battle gear in, apparently. Some of it anyway. And look at the whole line of figures you can get from the, well, figure lineup. Okay, that's a redundant sentence. And apparently the tumbler. Okay. Now let's see here. Does it tell us 2005? Yep, that's good. And is it the same lineup on the back? Yes. But that's neat. And here's the good part. They stand upright perfectly well. They don't tip over. And, correct me if I'm wrong, because someone may have been playing a trick on me, but does it look to me like it's almost bit bigger than the Star Trek figures? Maybe by an inch or so, but it's not the 6 inches of the Marvel Legends or the First Contact figures. So it's not quite the 6 inches. It's more like 5 inches. So let's see if the new 2022 figures are the same scale. Well, you can't see his feet, but he looks to be almost the same scale, so that's something. I will add it to the random section of the toy room, the one that has figures that I only have 2 or 3 of. Now, I didn't see any other RoboCop figures, but luckily the dealer at the 400 market, he had saved these figures for me, so it's quite nice to have the next generation versions of the First Contact figures, and I might as well put them very close to the empty box of the original series playset. There you go. Okay, so it is a random corner of Star Trek figures. Ones I intend to open. Well, actually, no. I don't intend to open, except these two. And since these are the next two to be opened, and the labels are right there, I might as well put them right there. So that'll be, I believe, episode 18 of the episode 18 of opening up the Star Trek figures. And let's see if I can carefully put the Ziploc bags with their accessories behind the figure where it won't destroy anything. There. Put the accessories behind him or beside him. And the other two figures can fit along there with their accessories. And I don't know where Seska's accessories are, and I still have bags and bags of accessories to go through, which I silly forgot to label at the time. However, that looks like a Star Trek II phaser. And that is the original series or movie refit Enterprise. So bit by bit, I will figure out who these belong to. I mean, that's probably a Picard there. That looks like the new Picard. Look how everything's the normal gray. Yep, I'll get there. And of course, those are the 3 duplicates. So once I find the originals, I will see which one has the best bubble. And that will be the duplicate that will be sold. All right. And of course, you see the Star Trek shelf here. Now, I should, of course, put in the front the figures that I'm actually going to open so that I don't accidentally open up the second pilot figure. So I will open up General Chang. See, he's not falling over. No, he's fine. And I will open up Uhura to complete the motion picture set. Now, if you take a look at the motion picture set, you'd have to keep Uhura off her base to make sure there's room for her on that shelf. Yeah, and look at, well, they're from Generations, but you see, Generations is already taken up with lots of room. Lots of figures already there. Huh. And you got a Voyager shelf here, almost. Yeah, it's getting quite crowded. Ah, there's Kruge. There's Martia. Yeah, the shelf is getting quite crowded. Now, I know there is a fourth spot on this for each of them. I'll figure something out. It'd have to be a different figure. Say Odo. And as far as the original series, I don't know. I don't know if you have another original series figure. And I don't think you have another figure in dress uniform unless you get a Geordie. So maybe those spots will stay empty for the most part. And once you do the All Good Things figures, you'll have to create more room on the shelf by doing what you did with the Doctor from Voyager and start putting the figures like this until you create room. But that's not a bad problem to have. Okay. Major Kira. That's who I would put. Well, she's already there. Okay. I'll think of something. Anyway, that's all for now. And we'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.